Welcome to BS session 136. There are many different shooting sports. They are not for everyone. But if 22 LR precision rifle is for you, well then last month's World Championships would have been your cup of tea, with a lot of opportunities to enjoy a good cup of tea.
Bring it on, Jens.
But some of these bullets, as you saw, have an incendiary device on the tip of it, which is a heat-seeking device.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Welcome to your weekly dose of BS, the Holistically Speaking podcast.
Jens is definitely watching. I can feel it.
For Steve, you don't know
He won't comment. He'll never admit it, but he's watching.
Yes.
You have a lurker?
Our resident Jens is not a fan of rimfire. He calls it expensive dry fire.
Oh,
yes.
Come on.
He's just well, he's German. Yeah. Hey, Carly's with us. What's up, Carly?
Are you waiting for an answer?
I'm waiting for Derek. This is your show, buddy.
Okay, I was gonna cue in, but you jumped the gun on me. How much tea did you drink at World Championships?
How much tea? I don't think I touched tea at all.
And why fucking would you?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like poorly flavored water that's warm.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, but when in Rome,
it's just drip coffee water that they forgot to run through coffee beans.
When we went out to the country, I had fish and chips, I think 6 nights in a row, so I did my part.
Fish and chips and beer.
Yeah.
So, well, Steve, introduce yourself, talk a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump into some ad reads. Let the listeners know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Steve Borsellino. I shoot in Ontario, and I've been shooting since 2020, and I think like most people here, I got started by watching Womfat's videos, and then it's just been a downhill spiral ever since. I travel all over the US. I've been to Italy for the Worlds. I just got back from Great Britain from the Worlds. And yeah, this is something that has consumed every minute of my life for the last 5 years, basically.
So it's not that bad then.
No, it's not that bad. You know, if you hate having any sort of money, you know, all my shirts are now match shirts that I get for free because I haven't bought clothes in 5 years.
They need to start giving away like match socks and match pants and
yeah, like I go to the mall and I look at stuff and
underwear.
I'm like, you know how much ammo I could pay for that or I could buy with that money?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Speaking of buying ammo, let's roll into some of our sponsors.
Let's do that.
I'll start it off.
I'm assuming you're first, Derek.
Brewster's gonna roll in. He's in the top quadrant. Normally go top down. But anyways, if you want to shoot some ammo, talk to Call Sign 6, Canada's best rifle training. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Book a course now at callsign66.ca and follow them on Instagram at callsign66 and on Facebook at C/S66.
And we are also here partly thanks to Ribstone Gunsmithing, craftsmanship done right. Contact Oscar at ribstonegunsmithing.ca and breathe life back into any firearm. Reminder once again, Oscar has a new book out called Rust Bluing in the 21st Century. There are no pauses in the book. Find it on Amazon.
Also, March Scopes Canada, the Dion Optical Design line of rifle scopes, has a scope for all of your hunting and shooting needs. Find Doug and Nisa at marchscopes.ca. And quick note right now, they have... Oh, I didn't even bring it up. Now I got to bring it up. Did any of you guys bring it up? Because I don't have it up. Here it is right here. They are selling a formerly used by us. Where are we here? This is a High Master, March Scopes High Master, 5 by 42 by 56.
Correct.
Yeah, there we go. Holy cow. We used it on our rifle Kenny for a couple of years. It saw a couple of PRS matches, but it was well taken care of and it was well loved. They are selling it at a discount. The regular rate is $5,913, and it is on sale for $4,600 plus GST, which is pretty significant if you ask me. That's a hell of a good discount for a March Scopes High Master 5 to 42 by 56. It works. It does what it's supposed to do.
Sure does.
So save yourself, like, what is that, $1,300?
At least.
That's a chunk of change. Save $1,300 and pick up a High Master. Just contact March Scopes Canada directly. You can contact them through marchscopes.ca.
We're also brought to you by
We'll fix that
Apex
for the
Optics.
next show.
What are we fixing?
Sorry, Derek. Get
Okay,
more
no
information in our show notes about it.
Oh, okay.
Apex Optics. Precision comes standard. Check out all the fine competition rifle scopes, red and binoculars at apexoptics.co. And just a quick note, Apex is tariff proof. Canadian international orders ship direct from their Calgary warehouse, and American orders ship from the great state of Texas. No tariffs, no hassle.
Do we still have tariffs? Or I thought Carney was.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
Come on.
Tell you
Rooster,
the
the
I don't
elbows
care.
are up. You just got to give it time.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't been long, so give him time to get his seat warmed up, his new office built, moved into.
Mr. Burns has
whatever.
tremendously pointy elbows. As soon as he comes in contact with Orange Man Bad, I'm sure it will have some sort of effect.
I'm pretty sure it's gone that way so far. Yeah.
Do you remember the episode of The Simpsons when Mr. Burns threw out the pitch at a ball game?
Yeah.
And it just kind of fell right in front of his feet and rolled a couple of feet.
Yes.
That's what I envision when I see Mark Carney with his
100%.
elbows up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, to bring it back,
I'll give you the thrashing of your life.
When I touch my hat, not once, not twice, but thrice.
Tell Mike Myers to cut his sideburns, the hippie.
Fucking loser. Anyway, let's talk about EM Precision Rifles in Vegreville, Alberta. Building Canada's finest precision rifles. Find Shane and Steve on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website at emprifles.ca.
And Bolt Action Coffee, bringing specialty coffee to the precision shooting world. Order coffee and merchandise at boltactioncoffee.com. That's you, Derek.
And Derek. I got a phone call. I turned the phone off. I'm getting back to the ads.
Oh, okay.
We're also brought to you by Odell Engineering. Pick up a Canuck shotgun, Bagheera rifle, and Apex ammunition from your local distributor and tell them Phil sent you. Look them up on Instagram, Facebook, and on their website at odellengineeringltd.com.
And finally, Sterling Arms International, home of the R18 Mark III and the R9 Mark I. Down, but not completely out. We haven't had any updates recently. about that little battle. Hope one of
Hey,
you
maybe
guys
they
will-
can start converting Maple Ridge
Yeah.
Armory Renegades.
Yeah, it seems to be the
Woo!
thing.
Stir, pot, stir.
All right. We also have on right now still a draw for a full custom 338 Lapua built by EM Precision Rifles.
Get some.
It's a Curtis Custom Helix action single shot, an IBI 30-inch, really healthy and heavy barrel, fitted with a custom EM Precision muzzle brake and a special EM Precision branded Trigger Tech trigger, all laid into a full custom laminated stock built by Rifles Refined in the great province of Ontario.
Hey now.
Sorry if I offended anybody. No, I'm not. It's kind of what I do. There's more to this. Wait.
Yeah, there's
$20
more to
per
that too.
entry.
Yep.
Yes. $20 per entry for this 338 Lapua full custom. Send it to info@bspodcast.ca, please, folks.
But Rooster, that's so affordable.
It is. It may.
How many can I buy at a time?
Well, let me tell you, you can buy the works if you like. You can buy 100 at a time. What's 100 times $20? That's at least like $200, isn't it?
Yup.
Yeah, small investment for what may be the best $20 rifle, 338 Lapua rifle, no less, that you will ever own. Maybe. No guarantees.
Exactly.
It always turns heads when we're at the gun
does.
shows and it's on the table. It's quite a piece. So
when you send your entry in, when you send the EMT to info@bspodcast.ca, please make sure you put your phone number and email address that you would like us to contact you at, should you be the winner, in the comments. Otherwise, it's awfully hard to find you. Okay. I'm done, I think.
Back to the action. So, Steve, what is the IPRF Worlds, and how do you get to it? Do you just show up, or is there a little bit more involved in that?
Yeah, so our qualification is getting quite competitive and extensive now. So Capra runs our qualification, and it's on a 2-year cycle. So Worlds just ended for us, but this previous year and up to this season, and then next season are the matches that you're going to shoot to qualify for Capra. And then when it goes out, you just apply, add your scores, and fingers crossed that you're high enough to make it.
So like a lottery?
No, it goes by top score. So it's a points-based system. So if you win a match that is in the qualification criteria, it's 100 points. And then it's basically your percentage from wherever you place from the top, like the first place shooter. So if you win the match, you get 100 points. And then so on and so forth. But then there's multiplier matches, which are your finales. So like the PRS finale and the NRL 22 finale. So that's a way to get extra points, because there's enough matches now that a lot of people, you can submit 5 wins, and now you have 8 guys with all 500 points. So how do you pick?
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of extra reward for going to the bigger, harder matches.
Mm-hmm.
So do they aggregate your scores to factor into your qualification?
So it's just literally literally by points, and then your multipliers
Or-
give you the
Yeah.
extra points. So, say last year, like I had a spreadsheet going of pretty much everybody that I thought was in contention for Open in Canada, and I would just scour every match that happened and then enter their score into it.
Yeah.
So it goes by points. So like for instance, I think Matt had like say 530 points ish. I had 525 ish. Michael Bay was a few points behind me, and then
Michael
so on.
Bay.
Yeah, that guy.
I love that guy's movies.
Yeah. Not the same Michael Bay. We figured that one out.
Oh.
Different
You know, I
Michael Bay.
was so excited for a moment. You just ruined my entire.
Yeah, I think the
evening.
first time he was in Signal Chat, we're like, "Oh, Michael Bay," and he's like, "No, not that one."
Not that one.
Yeah, and Carly's saying next year we're hoping to have a live leaderboard on the website so people can track their progress and stuff,
Yeah.
which will be a cool feature because it was getting
Then
pretty
it's not
tedious
just going to be on your laptop. It could be
updating
less work
this
for you.
the spreadsheet, and then having everybody being like, "Hey, send me the spreadsheet. Hey, is this updated?"
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
you know, you miss a match, and then somebody scores actually a bit higher or different than what you have, and so
Mhm.
Yeah, the mistake you made
So
was
you're the
telling
man
people
with the
you actually
data.
had a spreadsheet.
I know, and I don't know. It was just it was a fun little project too, and it was nice to keep track and see like how everybody was doing and how everybody was improving, and you could really tell the people that wanted it because the amount of matches they were going to, the quality of matches they were going to, and then posting good scores. And I think that was the biggest thing that came from this Worlds versus when we went to Italy. And I wouldn't say we were disorganized, but you can tell a lot more people wanted it this year. Not that they didn't in Italy, but we were definitely more prepared in the way that we
You had
trained
that
for
focus.
it and focused for it, and like everybody on the team put in a ton of work to get ready for it, which was really nice to see. And then the results followed.
Mhm.
So what are the different divisions and how many competitors from each division travel to Worlds?
Okay, so we had overall there was 253 shooters. So the divisions are, you have open, which is just regular open that you have in PRS. You have factory division, which is more of a off-the-shelf factory rifle with more limitations for attachments wise. No optic limit on that, so you could run whatever you wanted. Then you had senior, lady, and junior.
And 4 competitors from each category?
Yeah, so open, you had 6 shooters, but only your top 4 scores counted. All the other divisions had 4 shooters, and only their top 3 counted.
Oh, okay, so that's how it works. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so it would be, if you had a full roster, it's 22 shooters. So we almost had a full team. Unfortunately, we had one of our seniors drop out last minute, but we sent 21 shooters. So that was great to see. I think Italy we only had 15 or 16 maybe go. So
Yeah, showing up with a full roster is a good plan to start off with.
yeah,
So
yeah, it's always nice when you can field a full team and have, you know, shooters from not just Ontario show up. And you know, we had a pretty good mix of right across the country. So most of them we've met before, but there's a few that we haven't. So it was good to catch up with everybody and meet some new people.
Did you guys have kind of like some team building like beforehand, even with the people you didn't meet?
Yeah,
Once it was announced,
we had
who
a
would be in
big
Team
team.
Canada.
Yeah, we had a big team sort of kickoff party. When was that? The Monday night. We all went over to this giant mansion that was like right out of the movie. Like the lead paint is peeling off the walls and stuff. And we had a
Wait, which
barbecue
movie
there.
is this out of?
Oh, one of the haunted ones for sure. The lady lived
Gotcha.
in the other side of it, and yeah, it was glad we were not really in that Airbnb. Here's some ghosts.
So yeah, I saw this. Yeah, I saw some photos. So my understanding is some Team Canada got an Airbnb in like exactly that, a giant asshole mansion. Like, how many
Yep.
people were there?
I don't know. There was two families plus other competitor. There had to have been 12 or 14 people staying in that
Mhm.
one, but it was huge. So
Mm-hmm. I saw it had a courtyard, and people are even shooting in the courtyard.
it had a courtyard. Yeah, they were up on the roof, doing some stuff that might not be repeated.
Okay,
Yeah, it was.
Flinging
Yeah.
poo.
some shenanigans.
That's a good way to piss off all the evil spirits that are there.
Yeah, yeah, some hunting.
Did you
I don't
taste
know.
the lead paint?
I honestly, I saw it peeling off the walls, and it was very tempting to go up and just try. I mean, when in
Take a
Rome,
little
right?
sample.
When in Rome, right? I know. Like that would
Yeah.
be my souvenir for the trip.
Just take a chunk of paint.
Yeah.
Were people commenting on your teeth?
What's that?
I said, were people commenting on how nice your teeth were?
No.
You know, stereotypically, because British people have terrible teeth. Come on, you guys.
You know what? I understood your reference, Kurt. It's okay.
I know
Yeah.
you woulda.
Sure, we all
what,
understand the tea, but you make a joke about some teeth, and everybody looks at you
Right.
like you're crazy.
God damn it.
I mean,
Really.
So what was the?
sorry, go
I
ahead.
was gonna. Yeah. What was the prep and planning for the match like? Like, did you get a letter like, okay, this is what we're gonna kind of focus on? Did you kind of come together as a team and
We kinda
say, hey,
came-
practice this?
Yeah, I would say we kind of came together as a team. We knew it was going to be difficult. We knew there was probably going to be high movement. We did a lot of recon. Like you can find lots of videos of people shooting at different places in different parts of the world on YouTube. So we would find videos that they were posting from that location and just getting a feel for the style of matches that they shoot, which seem to be not just high movement, but lots of space between positions. So not only are you moving a lot, but you're moving a pretty good distance between where you're shooting. So we knew speed was going to be involved. And then you can always sort of count on these larger volume matches if there's a time constraint that you might see 90 seconds. So if you have a high movement match with a 90-second part time, you automatically know that you need to start working on speed. And very early on, we were like, we all need to be proficient in holdovers because there's only so many places that you can speed up your shooting, and you don't want to speed up your shooting in rushing the shot. So the other places you have is target acquisition and movement on the barricade. So I know a lot of the people that came out and practiced with me, we really hammered in the holdovers. We would go to matches and say, okay, like we're holding over regardless. and
Mhm.
you know, just so that you're proficient. And I'm really glad that we did, because I think I dialed one stage in the entire match. Like
Hmm.
Holy shit.
I held over absolutely everything, and
Mhm.
it was still tight. Like you couldn't have one fault on the clock, or you were running out of time. Like
Mhm.
we shot on the second day for open and factory, and ladies and seniors, we were watching them shoot, and it's like, holy cow, like this is going to be tight.
Everybody's timing out.
People are timing out, people are having difficulty finding targets, and it's like, you know, you really need to be 100% every single stage. And it was
Mhm.
an awesome match. I really enjoyed it. Um, but it was by far one of the more difficult matches I've ever shot.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So,
Seems
What was
appropriate
the
for a world
venue?
competition.
yeah. So the venue was West Midlands Shooting Grounds. So they
Mhm.
are this gorgeous clay range, and there's all trails cut through the bush, and then they have stands and scaffolds built everywhere to throw the clays and stuff, and it's just super cool country. So
Mhm.
um, it was really cool how they did it. So you have the clay range, and then right adjacent to it is like a motocross track that is kind of cut in through the woods, and then there's an open
I
field
saw that, yeah.
section. Yeah,
Mhm.
so it was a really awesome concept, because so um, ladies, factory, and senior, they shot on day one, and then open and junior shot on day two on the same field, and then they shot on the second part on day three, and then we shot it on day four. But the difference between the two sides was like a totally different match. So it was really cool, because by the time you got it figured out over here, it was completely different over here for the next bit.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it was super cool. And then all the trails that were cut like through the motocross track, and you had hills, and you had winds that you didn't know were there, because they're coming down a hill through a cut. And yeah, it was very, very tricky.
Mhm.
So super cool
So
venue.
yeah, no, definitely definitely. So what is the team aspect like? Obviously you're all individual shooters, but during the event, how are you supporting your fellow teammates?
So one of the big takeaways from Italy, and we started doing it in Italy, was having, when you're not shooting on your day, you were supporting the other team with whatever you needed. Um, so we really took that into when we went into Great Britain. And then I don't think there was a person on the team that was really sort of concerned about their individual score. Like Matt was surprised at his score at the end, like getting third overall. Um,
Mhm.
really surprised him, because we were all so focused on that team aspect of it. And um, so helping your team would be, we had people that were paired up, we had other people that were just kind of runners, walking around handing out water, handing out snacks. Do you need anything? Um, we had, I don't know, this isn't really my story to tell, but we had one of our shooters had an entire coffee dumped into his rifle half an hour before the first stage on the second day. And I mean, his trigger was like a Keurig coming out. Like, I've never seen coffee run through a rifle like this. And he came over
Mhm.
to me, and I was on the stage next to him, and he said, like, man,
Mhm.
this just happened. I'm freaking out. I said, don't worry about it. Like, just take a couple deep breaths. We got this. Within 5 minutes, there was 4 or 5 Canadians from their off day, and it was like, what do you need? Everybody, like, I had a spare trigger. Russ came up, said, what do you need? And I said, go to the clubhouse and get a hammer, because if we got to change this trigger, like, we got to do it in a hurry. And off he goes and comes back, and then we had everything on standby. And you know, he went and pulled his gun apart and re-zeroed it, pulled all the coffee out. Like, it was, I mean, I hand it to Trigger Tech, man. He shot that trigger all day with a large cream and sugar coffee in that trigger, and it worked flawlessly.
How did he get
Was
coffee?
it Nabob Folgers?
I don't know what kind of latte it was, but it was sugary. Like, I had one of those little
No.
things for clearing your lenses, and I had it in the sear,
Mhm.
and I'm pumping it, and it's just pouring out of the trigger in the bottom, and it's like, oh man, could you imagine? Like, it was,
I assume this was an accident.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was an accident. One of the guys kind of was like, oh, whose rifle is this? As he's got his cup upside down and it's empty right above the rifle.
Oh my God.
And it's just like, you know, you want to talk about added stress on your last day.
That's grounds
So-
for murder.
Call the guards.
Yeah, and we were like, you know, what country was that, and where are they in the standings? Are they close to us? Like, was this sabotage? But no,
Right.
I think it was just, I mean, it's a lot of pressure even just being there. Like, I think it was just an honest mistake. But yeah, like, everybody,
happens.
as soon as people heard that happened, there was, you know, a whole pile of people there, hands on deck. And I turn around to see, and they're all racing to the zero board, and Brad's following them, and he doesn't have anything in his hands. Like, somebody's carrying his rifle, somebody's carrying all of his gear for him, and off they go. So, and then, you know, it was even down to like mental support. Like, somebody would have a rough stage, and they just need somebody to talk to, and, you know, get them out of that headspace and remind them that, hey, every point counts in this match. Like, not only does your individual score really only matters to you, but as far as the team goes, for like the team overall standings, like, every single point counts. So just get over it and get on with it. So,
Boy, they sure do things differently, these young folks. Hey, Chris?
Well,
Moral
Yeah.
support? What the fuck is that?
you know,
Yeah.
I've heard of this concept. I don't quite
Uh,
understand what it's about.
I was moral support
digging
for
it.
a few shooters, and it was basically like, let it out, you know, be mad for
There's no crying in rimfire.
no, there's no
There probably is.
there was no crying, but it was like, you know, be pissed off, be mad, you know, everybody makes mistakes, but get over it, don't take it to the next stage, because you know, if you get in the wrong headspace, especially if something like that, like, you can tumble downhill pretty quick, and it's hard to get out. So
Yeah, but when a stage doesn't go
especially
your way,
after-
it's the type of thing that just makes you want to grab the next guy's rifle and dump your coffee into it, you know?
That's right.
yeah, I should have seen
Russia,
how
Russia, rimfire.
shot on day one, but no, it was just an unfortunate accident, and, you know, I hand it to Brad. I don't know how a lot of people would have reacted in the same scenario, but like, the whole team just came together, and, you know, you just dealt with it and moved on. And
Yeah.
so there was a lot of that, you know, people were going around making sure, did you need anything? How's everything going? Is your gear working? Do you need, we had a spreadsheet where people were entering confirmed distances in, there was a lot of angle, like higher angle shooting than we're used to. So people were adding the angle to it, so that you could reference, and it was spot on. Like, I think day one I ranged and angled everything and did all my own dope from that. And then day two, I just kind of, we sat down the night before, and like, Dory shot the day before, so she was giving us all angles and line of sight to targets, and I just ran that all day, and it was bang on. So everybody was helping each other. we'd have, 5 or 6 Canadians on consecutive stages, and somebody would shoot and then come back and say like, hey, I would have done this differently, or this is the height that I set my bipod up and I wish I had one more click, or this was perfect. And we really made sure that that kind of went down the line to help the shooters behind, so you didn't run into any sort of hiccups. So
Yeah, that's definitely a unique aspect that in normal precision rifle we don't see, because you're thinking about yourself, or maybe you got one buddy in the squad that you're feeding wind calls to, but
yeah,
you're not thinking about this individual the next day, or trying to really fine tune it for other people. And I think that's a cool experience.
Okay, so obviously Canadians, yay. That's not much of a surprise to anyone. What did you see from other countries' teams?
I mean, there was some, like, from what I saw in my squads, I would say there was a number of countries that were adopting that sort of help your teammates. It was
I kind of hoped that I would see, like the French people like imploding and getting mad at each other and flicking their cigarette butts, and and maybe the Dutch are being a little bit too honest with each other, and like that shot sucked, the sort of stuff from the Germans, and scowling at each other.
There was one pretty hard ass German RO that was kind of funny. Like, so matches like this, sometimes spotters, and don't get me wrong, like, their spotters did an excellent job, but when you have the experience on the line that's behind you, like, how many shots have we seen before? We know what to look for, like, on those very subtle skim packs, and like, if a guy is hammering center of the or hammering the plate every time, and then all of a sudden the plate has a little wiggle and you see it 3 feet off to the right, he skimmed that. So there was a lot of help in that. But yeah, the one RO was like, nope, not an impact. And there's 10 people standing there saying
you have to hit it dead
saying
on.
saying that it was. And this French guy in my squad, and they were kind of pressuring him to sign it, and I said, man, don't sign that. And he's like, well, what do I do? I said, ask for the RO, or the match director. And then he looked at him and said, I want to talk to the match director. And the guy said, okay. And then it wasn't a problem.
Of course you do.
And then, called the match director over, and they were really excellent with, if you had a couple people from 2 different countries that say that it was a hit, they would sort of take our word for it, because nobody wants to see anybody get screwed out of points, and no fault of the spotters. They were all at different levels of experience, and you have the level of experience behind them that has seen how many thousands of rounds impact a target, and they did a great job. But at least they were willing and open to not criticism per se, but take the word of multiple other people, because like, we're all competing against each other, but we're also advocating for shots that we believe they deserve. So that was good.
That's earned. I just want to bring up a couple comments here from Ruth. Always recommend a full roster so your teammates carry you through your equipment failures.
Yeah.
And moral support for your adopted American lady shooter too. Much appreciated having you around our squad on your off day, Steve.
Yeah, Ruth's good. I know she gets to a stage and they're doing their 5-minute safety brief, and she goes to range a target and her batteries are dead in her binoculars, and I'm like, Ruth, just give me those over. I'll change that for you. Like, do your stage brief and stuff. And I changed them out. I mean, we shoot we shoot more American matches than we do Canadian matches, so like we're competing against them all too, but we know all of them quite well, so
Mhm.
it's it's always good to see everybody kind of helps each other out.
Yeah. What were the different vibes of the different countries? Like, did you pick up like little nuances from especially the European teams that you obviously didn't get a chance to see beforehand?
Sorry, you were kind of breaking up there.
Oh, sorry. I was just asking, like, did you notice anything, like, in terms of the country's teams to teams? Like, you notice, like, okay, the English are like this, the French are like this. You know, each country has their own different flavor of shooter.
Yeah, I would say there was definitely some differences in ways that like people would approach stages and stuff like that. I mean, we would only have um, one shooter from each country on our squad, so there was definitely different ways that you see other people approach their stage prep and even shooting the stage.
Hmm.
It was really interesting to see. Um, but I mean, I know there's lots of space separating us, but I feel like you go to these and you know the guy speaks a different language, but he's literally the same as you and I. They're just a gun
Hmm.
enthusiast that loves what they do, and you know they speak a different language, and their flag's different, and their gun laws are different. But as far as like the general vibe and everything goes, like we're all very similar.
Hmm. Yeah, it is a converging funnel of people.
Yeah.
So,
And that's one of the other fun things to go about because like you know people were coming up to us and like, oh, are you happy that like you know people from like Denmark are like, oh, are you happy that like Trudeau's gone and this and that, and you know trying to like they know what's going on, and we uh
hmm.
we talk about like our different gun laws and stuff, and it's really interesting to see like you know the Germans, for example, um they can't practice or shoot PRS really at all in their country. So everything that they do, they have to drive to another country to do. So it's quite amazing that they have the
Yeah.
team that they do and can
Oh,
compete at the
now
level that they
Poland is
do.
your friend?
What's that?
So
I said, oh, now Poland is your friend?
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, you know, history has kind of shown that you guys can't be really trusted. So, so like, you know, you kind of did it to yourselves.
so in Germany, they're just allowed to shoot off the bench, or is it just kind of limited to
Yeah,
stuff like that?
it's like strictly bench only shooting at paper.
Hmm.
The So when we were in Italy, we had like in my squad, I had the only um, German guy that was at the event, and this
Hmm.
year
Yeah.
they brought 8 shooters, which was good to see. And then
Yeah,
actually in
that's nice.
my
Yeah.
squad this year, I had the only uh, one from
Sweden?
sorry, no,
Switzerland?
no,
Swahili?
Sweden.
Sudan.
Sweden.
Ah, Sweden.
The only one from Sweden was in my squad.
Mm.
So he was telling me, you know, he can own a mortar and he can own a tank and, you know, he can drive his tank around, but they can't shoot 22 rimfire on the base. It's all strictly military calibers.
Really?
So stuff like that's super interesting to learn about
Mhm.
different countries.
How
Hmm.
was traveling internationally with a rifle and ammo?
So it's not my first rodeo. I would say Italy was far more sort of involved with paperwork and sort of rules. Great Britain was actually quite easy. We filled out we gave some forms, and Capra actually submitted all of our paperwork. So it was just a form that we had to get from the local police, and it wasn't too bad. It took quite a bit of time to get, but it was only one piece of paper, and it was good for the rifles that were listed on it and up to 1,000 rounds of ammo. So when we landed, we basically just waited for all of our baggage and then went to like their secondary customs and showed him the piece of paper, and he verified the serial number, and have a nice day. So that one was quite easy. It wasn't as bad as when we went to Italy.
Yeah.
That one I had
Any
like a
strange
whole
looks in the airport?
no, not too bad. I've definitely had stranger looks
not more than normal.
I've had stranger looks in Pearson than I have in Heathrow, that's for sure.
Shocking.
Yeah. Yeah. But by the time I had
Kinda
got there,
makes me
there had already
nervous.
been quite a few competitors come through, so
They're
everybody
used to
yeah, their border force and everything they were pretty well had everything figured out, and so that was good. Not like when we
Yeah.
went home. That was
Mhm.
we were 4 hours and 15 minutes early for a flight, and me and the other guy that was with me, we literally had to run to our flight to catch it. Like, it took that long to get through.
What was the holdup on the way back?
Well, you know, half of us flew Air Canada, so then there was a short strike in between there where a bunch of
no big
and
deal.
Great timing.
yeah, I mean by a bunch, I mean the like 2 employees that work for Air Canada at Heathrow, I guess, were let go, and then they had new people coming. So the whole process of checking in the rifle and ammo didn't really
Shit.
go so well,
Really?
and we ended up waiting for quite a while, and then there's a third-party security that comes, and they escort your rifle and ammo through security to customs. So then you clear security, and then you have to go around and wait and meet them, and then they inspect and do the export paperwork. And we waited, I want to say 2.5 hours for that security lady to show up, and then we had our ammo in our checked luggage like we normally do, and then she says, well, it can't be in there. So then we had to pull that out of our checked bag. She's ripping bag tags off of that bag and putting it on the ammo. The manager comes over, they start fighting. Now they're like trying to print us off new bag tags, and it's like
Like,
guys, my
they're
flight
actually
is
fighting with
literally
each other?
leaving in an hour. And so then we get
throwing
all that
elbows.
done, and then we wait for the lady, and she comes down this hallway, and she's kind of like doing this, and I run down there and I grab the cart from her and I race it all the way down to the end to where the phone is, and I'm like, lady, like, we're boarding in 45 minutes, like, we need to get going here. And then
Bring the hustle.
yeah, like there, like, can we have some urgency here, because like my wife and his wife, we sent them ahead to find out where our gate is, so we knew where we were going. So we do the inspection, and then she takes off with our rifles, and she's like, oh yeah, these will make it on the flight. And it's like, well, we have to wait for our paperwork. So now we're just sitting there like this is going to be bad. And finally the lady opens the
Impending
door.
doom.
Yeah, the lady opens the door. Rob reaches in, grabs the paperwork out of her hand, like, yoink, and we took off running. And like my wife said, it's a 20-minute walk, but you can run it in 10. And we were the last 2 people to get on that flight. So that's I've flown a lot with my rifle, and that was the worst
The
one.
worst.
Yeah. Yeah, and we were there at 6 a.m. So our whole plan was, get through security and go and sit down and have breakfast and relax for a bit. And we didn't eat
Yep.
anything the entire time, so we're hangry. And you can't be rude to these people because then you're missing your flight for sure.
Oh yeah, you're fucked.
So
Yeah.
you're kind of in their hands, and you're trying to be polite, but it's also like, can you hurry up?
Mm-hmm.
So
So I know a lot of people kind of took some time either before or after the match to kind of do some sightseeing. What did you do for sightseeing?
yeah,
And what did
so
other Team Canada members do?
so there was a bunch of people that flew in early. I know Josh went quite early, and then went and traveled in Europe. They did France and Rome and a bunch of stuff. The people that I was staying with in our Airbnb, like Matt and Colin and Brad and other Colin and Dory, they went out to Market Drayton, the little place we were staying at, and did some day trips out there. My wife and I, we did 3 days in London. One of her girlfriends from university lives in London, so it was real nice. We just took a super expensive taxi to her place, and we had a home base, and we just hopped on the tube, and we had our personal tour guide. So, she showed us basically everything that we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Ate lots of food, went to all the cool little spots, all the, not touristy spots too. So it was London. London is a really cool city.
Mm-hmm. That nice local touch. So
Yeah, you know what?
did
It
anybody
was.
have any? Did
It
anybody
was.
have any bad experiences traveling the country, or is it all good?
I didn't really hear any bad experiences. No,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, driving there is absolutely insane. I mean, I thought Rome was the worst place that I drove. That has nothing on a little country road up in the mountains with stone walls on each side where the speed limit's 60 miles an hour. So, my rental car, the passenger side, met quite a few shrubs on that trip,
Mm-hmm.
and the stone walls, your mirror is hanging over the top of the stone wall, so you're only inches from it, and you're clipping mirrors on the driver's side. So that was driving there was it's absolutely nuts. And then you get the one lane roads where you're flying through these twisty roads doing 40 50 miles an hour, and then you come around a corner and slam on the brakes, and then have a little stare off for a second to figure out who's going to give first and back up to the spot where they can pull off and you can get by. But
Spoiler alert, it's not me.
yeah, I think it was mostly like who's bigger,
Mm,
who's got the bigger vehicle.
the bigger
So
Mini Cooper.
yeah, actually I rented a Nissan Qashqai, and so it's like a mid-size SUV, and it's fairly
Mhm.
large over there. And once I drove around for a little bit, I was like, you know what, the small cars make sense.
Mhm. Carly's asking, were you like Cameron Diaz in The Holiday? LOL. So
I'm sorry, Carly,
What
I
does
do
that
not
mean?
know that reference.
that sounds like a chick movie. Dan Castillo chiming in. How did you hold your back hold up with all that hiking you did, Steve?
Yeah, so I didn't actually do any hiking. I dropped my wife and her friend off, and we did a day trip and an overnight to Wales, and they hiked Snowdon, which is, I guess, the highest peak in Wales there. And I opted out because I hurt my back like 4 weeks before we left, and I'm really glad I did, because it was everything I could do to even just get through the match. Like, people are kind of giggling because I come off a stage and I'd have to stretch because it was very sore. And come my last shooting day, like it was everything that I could do to just get through it. So, but yeah,
People are asking if you should be in the senior category.
the senior category, yeah. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever been hurt like that at work, and I'm telling you, man, like a back injury is no joke. Like I had to miss my regional finale. It happened 2 days before it, and it was awful. Like I've never been hurt where I'm like, I can't push through it. So that was it was terrible. It's terrible, and I hate that I missed my regionals because last season I shot pretty well and I was shooting pretty good this year, and to miss it, it was gut wrenching.
Speaking of performance, you did pretty good overall considering you were 23rd overall. If I remember right.
Yeah, this is quite a sore topic. I everybody
Both
likes
literally and physically.
Yeah, everybody, you can look back and see all the little details and things that you could have done differently to get all those points, but I had on my fourth stage on day 2, I had a catastrophic error that cost me a top 10 finish, and it hurt real bad. And you want to say there's no crying and shooting, like I came off, so I marked my turret wrong on a holdover stage, and I got a 2 out of 12 after I had just cleaned the first 3 stages.
Ooh.
And like it was one of those, I was having one of those days where I felt like I was shooting in my backyard. I was just calm, relaxed. Everything was just hitting perfectly. I was making good calls. I was making good corrections. It was just one of those days. And then I shot first on this stage, and I marked my turret at 1.7 instead of 0.7. And I got a 2 on it. And, I came off that stage, and at a match like that, you drop 10 and you're out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad that stupid mistake didn't cost our team. Because if, even if I dropped a couple on that, or even if I cleaned it, it wouldn't have cost us first overall, which is sort of the only saving grace. But I mean, we're all competitors. We want to do the best you can, and then you have a stupid mistake like that. Like it's really awful, and you only have yourself to blame. So, like,
and I'll put it in perspective. I'm just looking at impact scoring right now. So the winner Michael Blackburn, he had 229 impacts, and he only dropped 11.
That
so
is an absolute insane performance by Michael. Like having shot that course of fire, and even on day 1, our wins were quite tricky, and we had higher wind than what the first day shot, and there was things that just they made no sense. And for him to come away, I think he dropped, what did he drop? 9, I think, on his first day, and 2 on his, which I can see.
Yeah, it would have to been 3 on his second day then.
3 on his second.
11.
No, he dropped 5. 5 on his second day.
Yeah.
So his first day, he was only down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 6 on the first day, that is absolutely a performance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So when I dropped 10, I was more, I didn't really care about my overall performance until I saw what scores were like. But I was more worried that like I just blew it for the team, because I knew going into day 2, I think we were only like 5 shots behind the Americans. So like 5 shots between 4 shooters and 10 stages, like anything can happen. Like that's very close.
Yeah.
So I was super gutted about that, and I gave myself the rest of the stage to be pissed off about it, and I went to the next stage, and then I shot last on the next stage. So for like an hour and 20 minutes, I was just sitting there stewing over it, and
Boiling over like a tea kettle, if you will.
yeah, and then practice what you preach. I always tell
Mm.
people, give yourself time to be mad about it, and then move on.
Mhm.
And I think I had more pressure on the next stage than I did even the first stage shooting that match, because it's like, if I don't clean this one, people are going to look at me and be like, you
Mhm.
tell me every time I have a bad stage to be mad and get over it. And
Yeah.
then I ended up cleaning that one, and then I dropped 5 more for the rest of the day. So, as far as our team performance goes, like, super happy with how everybody did. Everybody put in lots of work for it, and everybody helped everybody else. But yeah,
Mhm.
my individual performance, that one stage is just such a stain on
Mhm.
a good match that I was having. So
Yeah.
it
But we're
hurts.
all human. So
Yeah, it hurts.
speaking of team performance, for those that don't know, break it down in terms of team performance. Where did Team Canada land?
Yeah, so starting overall as a country, we ended up in 3rd place. So first place overall for the country was the US, and then Great Britain, and then Canada, and then Australia, and then Czech Republic.
Mhm.
So the team performance goes by your open, I believe, +3 or +2 of your best other classes. So for
Mhm.
us, it was factory and then ladies.
Mhm.
So it's an accumulative score for that. And then for the rest of the rankings, so for open, we got 2nd place behind the Americans.
Nice.
France got 3rd place. So you want to talk about how close things are and why we say like every impact counts, regardless of what sort of match you're having, because you can't just give up halfway through.
Yeah.
So France in 3rd place had 831 points. Great Britain had 829 points, and Australia had 828 points.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
they're within 3 points
Mhm.
of the podium. So that
Yeah.
hurts. So then factory, the Canadians got 5th. They were quite close to Australia in 4th place. So it was Great Britain took the factory, Czech Republic took 2nd, and US took 3rd. And then senior, the US took 1st, South Africa took 2nd, Australia took 3rd, and our Canadian seniors got 7th. For ladies, the US got 1st, Great Britain 2nd, and then our ladies got 3rd.
Nice.
And then juniors was USA, Great Britain, South Africa, and then our juniors got 4th.
Mhm.
And that one was pretty close, within 22
Mhm.
shots. So that was pretty close.
Yeah.
But everybody did incredibly well. I mean, some people were returning after having shot Worlds in Italy, so like they kind of knew what to expect. But it's a lot of pressure on shooters who might not be used to high pressure matches.
Yeah.
So it's it can be a lot to handle.
So if there are some learning takeaways from this experience, what are they?
Double check here. Dope is marked correctly on your turrets.
That's definitely
I feel like we've
valid.
heard that suggestion somewhere before.
Yeah.
subliminal messaging.
Yeah, I honestly I don't know what we would do differently. I feel like as a team we worked very well together. Everybody was on board
Mhm.
with what sort of our goal was, and that was, team placements.
Yeah.
Nobody really had to be asked to do anything. It was just kind of like everybody just knew what had to be done and did it. So
We got a question in the comments here from Dwight. What would you say the most popular action manufacturer used in that competition? We'll just say open for easy.
for open, I mean,
Yeah.
you have all your big players. You have uh, Voodoo, Rimex. Um, there was, I mean, you start getting into the European shooters are bringing lots of Victrix,
Mm-hmm.
lots of Anchits. The new Anchits APR is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Even their factory shooters, like that straight pull Anchits APR, I posted a video on my Instagram and Facebook about it. Super cool action. It's just a quick
I think that's the
little
one we saw at SHOT Show last year.
forward and back. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
super cool. And when you get really quick at it, man, like you don't think you save a lot of time, racking a bolt, but it's like lightning fast.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of CZs from a lot of the European countries and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I sort of noticed what a lot of the other people were shooting. I'd say it's just the same sort of as every other PRS match. I was more sort of focused on like what I was doing rather than what
Checking out other people's gear.
other
Yeah.
people's gear. Like it was the same with optics. You notice
Mm-hmm.
a lot. A lot of the same, stuff. I'd say you probably see more Bergeras on the line
Mm-hmm.
than you would around here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very, very similar.
Yeah, for sure. Explain the WOMFAT thing. People were tuned into social media and kind of following the events. There was a lot of people posting about WOMFAT that wasn't actually WOMFAT.
Yeah, so
Hmm?
identity theft identity theft affects most Americans. So there was one of the supporters for the New Zealand team. I had a New Zealand guy in my squad, and his supporter, like they're some of the funniest people I think I've ever met, just for
Mhm.
like just sheer humor. And about halfway through the day, he just brought it up and was like, talking about Womfat and this and that, and watches all his videos and stuff like that, and got to meet him and take a picture with him and stuff like that. And then he just kind of said, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if I like took a picture of you and then posted and said like tagged Matt and said I bet Womfat?" And I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, that would be kind of funny." Oh, yep,
And
Matt's
we
watching.
got the man himself. Damn those Kiwis, man! You can never trust them.
Oh, that's
Can't
funny.
believe I tuned in and I hear this topic. Well, WOMFAT, it feels like you're kind of psychic here, and you're
Yeah,
important.
I mean,
So,
he had to know it was coming.
mhm.
So yeah, he said it would be funny if I took this picture and tagged Matt in it, and it's it's clearly you. So I
Mhm.
said, yeah, let's do it. So we took the picture, and then I kind of forgot about it for the rest of the day. And then uh, we're back at the Airbnb, and um, I'm sitting on the couch. I think I'm starting to clean my rifle, and Matt didn't have service when he was over there, or didn't have data. So when he gets back to the Airbnb, his phone would just kind of blow up. So
Mhm.
he was sitting there with his back to me, and he was eating dinner, and I saw it come up, and I'm like, Matt, have you checked your phone yet? And he says, no, I haven't had service. So he turns it on, and then I just kind of see him scrolling, and then he spits his food out. He's like, what the hell? And we kind of laughed about it and stuff. And then the next couple days, it was just constant people coming up. Can I take a picture with Womfat? And it just kind of blew up. It was so funny. Like I'd have ROs that like aren't even participating in the match, and they're taking pictures of me and tagging Matt. I met Womfat, and it just kind of took off. It was
So
actually quite
you turned
hilarious.
you turned into a running gag.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's also people that took photos with the genuine Wombat,
yeah.
as he is definitely a celebrity in the rimfire shooting
Oh
world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Even when we were in Italy the first time, it was kind of funny. Like there was other countries coming up and they're bringing him gifts and stuff and like taking pictures with him and stuff. And it's kind of funny because like we get recognized a little bit through his videos too. So like people are like, oh hey, I saw you on this or I saw you on that and stuff like that. But Matt is definitely like celebrity status when he goes to these matches.
Yeah. And also, congrats to him for third overall placement.
Yeah, his third place was quite impressive. So
So he just has to be better than 2 shooters in the world in rimfire, and then he's the top.
yeah,
So it's minor details.
but I feel like that, like when you go to these large matches, I always say like, there's however many people on any given day can win this match. So like when we were at Worlds, I bet you there was probably 35 people that on any day can win that match. And it comes down to who can put 2 better days together, who can get a little bit of luck with the wind, because sometimes you don't shoot in the same conditions. And like for instance, we had a full left to right wind most of the day coming through, and then our last few stages we'd have the wind pick up to about 8 miles an hour full value from the right, and it would come for about 10 minutes and then it would die and then it would be back to left to right. And you're just praying that when you go up that the flags are not doing anything different, because there's that transition period where it gets a little squirrely and you don't know what it's doing. You'd rather it be really high coming from one direction and be consistent and not get caught in that squirreliness.
Yep.
And the guy right in front of me shot, and we're watching all the splash and everything is indicating that it's left to right, and I go up to shoot and that right to left wind picks up, and I remember putting my gun down and getting on target, and I had my reticle on the left side, and I just said to myself, I don't know about this one, and I held off the right, and I watched it sail right in, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And I just got through the stage as fast as I could before it could switch. But I watched back the video that's playing, and you can see the trees are ripping, flags are flying like complete right to left. And some people get caught out in different conditions. So like it does take a little bit of luck in, not, there's skill involved in being able to make the right call on that. But if you shoot in sort of consistent conditions all the way through, it's you have a bit of an easier time dealing with stuff.
Yeah, and I find for myself there's a bit of a mental pause when that wind changes.
I know.
There's that little bit of processing, and obviously, like you explained earlier, where you're booking it for all those high movements, high shot, high targets.
Well, and a lot of these stages too, like you didn't have time to sit there and think about, like there was some stages that we're shooting a 130-yard target and you're lifting your bolt before that round even hits. And there wasn't a single target that you shot twice in a row. So
so you're not double tapping.
You're not double tapping anything.
Yeah.
So
shit.
Like you don't have time to really watch that impact figure out what it did, if you missed, where did it miss, and take that to the next shot. So like I was really kind of taking that pause on my first shot, figuring out kind of where it's got to go, like where it went, what do I have
rough
to do.
bracket.
But
Yeah.
then you also had big pans.
Mm-hmm.
So now, you know, you're shooting over here and you held this, and then you're shooting way over here. It was like, it was very challenging. And
Yeah, you had to make that instantaneous call and just
everything
go
was
with it.
so fast, and
Mm-hmm.
you didn't have time to sit there and contemplate where something hit or where it didn't hit. You had to see it and be sure about it and move on.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies. So I know there's obviously some social fanfare before and after. What was that like?
Yeah, so opening ceremonies, they kind of gathered everybody down off to the side, and then you had all your spectators. And if you watch the video, you see like the main stage. So then they did countries in alphabetical order, and you would parade through, and then everybody would line up and stuff, and they'd play your national anthem. And it was pretty cool because all the 22 countries, you see them come in, and you see the size of their team, and you'll see countries that like weren't in Italy, so first time. And then yeah, it was actually Switzerland that had one shooter. So yeah, so when he walked through, the whole place just erupted in like huge round of applause, because it's like, you're here,
Yeah.
you're one of us. So it was really cool to see all the support from everybody else. So then when we paraded, I don't know if anybody saw the gigantic flag that we had, and there was a little bit of a backstory to that. So one of our factory shooters, Colin Hart, when he moved to Ottawa, he figured out that you can apply to get one of the flags that fly on Parliament Hill. So when he moved there, I think it was like 15 years ago or something, he just put his name in, and the wait time was pretty long. And he ended up getting it, I think, 4 weeks before we left. So that flag actually flew on Parliament Hill, and he got an official letter and the date that it flew and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And now he says like wait times are over 100 years. So
wow. You gotta
So, yeah.
pass that down.
Flags.
it was pretty cool. Yeah, we definitely had the biggest flag. So so yeah, that was a big win for us. And then yeah, closing ceremonies. It happened right after we were done shooting. So by that point, everybody kind of knew where they stood. We just put the gear in our car, and yeah, they did the awards. Did all the trophies. Everybody kind of ran around, traded jerseys. And then it got really hard to find people because now everybody's wearing different jerseys. So like you're going through the crowd and you're like, oh, like I want to say bye to this person, and it's not that person, and you don't know what they're wearing. So it was kind of chaotic.
So I also want to bring up too, I saw somebody drinking out of a shoe.
Oh yeah, the Australian. So it wasn't hot, but it wasn't cool. And it was very dusty. Like I would take my shoes off and my socks were brown, and I would take my socks off and I had a sock line from the dirt. This guy took his shoe off and drank a beer out of it. So very Australian.
On the
shooting.
podium.
On the podium. Very Australian.
So was
shoey.
this Michael?
Michael Blackburn.
So hit the absolute winner.
It was
in celebration, chugged a dirty ass shoe beer.
It was incredible. It was it was almost incredible as the Czech guy who won the senior division. They pulled up in a hearse, and they backed the hearse up in front of the stage, and they pulled this body bag out with feet sticking out of it, and then they propped it up, and he puts his arms up, and it was pretty epic.
I
So,
also saw that video, and I'm wondering how many phone calls they made
well,
in order to arrange that.
so we were sitting right on that left side,
Hmm.
and they're getting ready to call him, and then all of a sudden we hear this thing come flying up this trail,
Hmm.
and whips around, right, and it's like,
What the fuck's the
is
hearse doing here?
somebody gonna like drive through the crowd? Because like he was coming in hot,
Hmm.
and then he tries to back up and has to do like a 5-point turn to get the thing turned into there. And then it was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But yeah, there was a split second there where it was like, should we run? Like,
What the fuck is going on?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And it was, I mean, I love all my American friends and stuff like
Hmm.
that, but it's really cool to see the level of competition from the other countries coming up.
Hmm.
So I don't think they clean sweeped a single podium like they did in Italy.
Hmm.
So I think it's good as a whole to see all the other countries taking it seriously and being more competitive, and that's only going to drive them further. Like I think wherever the next worlds might be, like
Hmm.
it's only going to get tougher.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to bring it up here, like yes, if you look at the top 10, um, there's only a few countries repeated twice
Yeah,
and won 3 times, and the rest is, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So
yeah,
it's anybody's game, and in this case, yeah, we had an Australian, an American, and then a Canadian,
yeah.
um, and then a Brit, and then a American. So it's not just America's game anymore.
No, and
Yeah.
the one big thing that we talk a lot about is depth,
Hmm.
because for the team, right? Your top 4 scorers out of the 6 for open count, and like there's no doubt that there's some very talented shooters in other parts of the world.
Hmm.
Now it's just going to take the time to build the depth of very talented shooters.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's one of the things that the US has over a lot of countries. I mean, obviously their cultural uh, acceptance for it, and their available
Population size is up
population
there too.
and
Yeah.
accessibility.
Hmm.
They have what, 3 times the population of Canada.
Yeah. At least.
So
They have
Yeah.
at
10 times. You're talking about
10,
America?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
10
they have
times.
10 times
is it
our
10 times?
population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're going to
Yeah.
have more freaks pop out of the woodwork that are just naturally talented
Hmm.
versus smaller populations, and it just takes time to build the team.
Hmm.
They've been in it for a lot longer than everybody else, so they have the knowledge base. Oh, we have the population of California. That's
Yeah,
disappointing.
that is correct. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think the next couple of years, like shooter development in Canada is going to be a big thing, because the more people that take it seriously, the more people that work at it, we can
Hmm.
you know field a very strong competitive team. Not saying that like we weren't strong or competitive this year, but it only goes up. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's the thing is going to be keeping up. These other teams are going to be doing the same. Again,
100%.
obviously we took third overall in team, so we are up there, but
Yeah.
we can't relax at this point. We have to do the
No,
opposite. Yeah.
there's no relaxing, and
Mm.
like the Brits had a very strong ladies team and factories team and juniors team,
Hmm.
and that showed in the scores. So um so yeah, I mean 27, it's going to be really anybody's game at that point. it's going to come down to who can have the best 2 days.
Yeah. So we covered a number of things. I think we did a pretty just job. Is there anything we missed you want to talk about? Any thank yous? Any shout outs?
Yeah, I would say, you know, shout out to Capra. They did a lot of work in organizing and getting us there. The sponsors that sponsored the team for Canada. Just trying to see if I can find the sponsor list. I know there was lots of oh, here we go. There was lots of people and places and stuff that generously donated. So we have MDT, Nearlandia Co-op, Apex Optics, Lab Radar, MPA, Engage Precision, Ultimatum Precision, IBI, NFA, KDEX, Trigger Tech, Korth Group, Proof Research, Accuracy Development Solutions, Dominion Outdoors, Lone Peak Arms, Go Big, and what is that? Cat F. And then yeah, so Go Big, who I shoot for, generously donated the chassis for us to raffle off, which I think we have some sticker draws to do. So that was the Vision Pro chassis, which is an excellent chassis. And then we have the Hunter rifle draw.
Yeah, 6.5 PRC.
The 6.5 PRC, and there's a lot of great companies that, you know, donated and discounted for that rifle as well to for us to raise some money for the team. So we had quite a bit of good support this year, which was nice to see. I mean, there's no question this is an expensive sport, and then you know, you put overseas travel into it, and you know, our exchange rate was 0.53, so
pretty trash.
You know, I filled up my rental car and it's in liters, and it was like cost me $65, and I said, oh, that's not too bad. And then I got reminded that, you know, multiply that by 2, and it's like ugh. So
yeah, that is a rough.
So yeah, do we want to get to the Lapua? Yes,
yeah,
Lapua
Carly
gave
chiming in.
Yep, Lapua gave to the team. I'm sure there's probably a few that I might have forgot that aren't posted on the website, but yeah, there was lots of great people that stepped up, and then we did some side stages, some bonus stages that had some stuff that was donated from Go Big, from Apex, had some stuff donated, and we ran fun little side stages at the end of a match, and just something that everybody can get in on. It wasn't like super skill based. For instance, like I had a 12-inch target at 100 yards, and it was 2 shots, 8 positions, and the fastest time took it. Because you know, this way, if you make it too difficult, though, you know, there might be some newer shooters who would be discouraged for it. And it was like, you know, anybody can get in on it. And then the trash talk started, and you know, people are like, oh yeah, I can get you, and you beat them by a split second, and then somebody gets all mad, and you know, I'll run it again. So we raised quite a bit of money from that, which was nice. And we had like, I had a 50% off Kestrel cert that I had won on a prize table that was just hanging on my wall, and you know, I threw that in the pot too, so that, you know, we had a Trigger Tech trigger for the one for, like, we had a Trigger Tech trigger and a Kestrel cert, so whoever won could pick which one they wanted. So it wasn't like just if you had to win or nothing. So that was good. Project Maple Seed also donated. We had some Project Maple Seed alumni shooting with us, and Russ is an instructor. So So yeah, do we want to? I'm sure we've blabbed on enough.
Yeah, I think we can. Let's give some shit away. It's not
Yeah,
mine to give away, but it's Capra's. But again, thank you,
yeah.
Capra.
Let's give
Yeah.
some really cool stuff away. This
Mhm.
I mean the chassis. These chassis are excellent chassis. I've seen lots of them on the line. They are top tier. As is this Hunter rifle. You know, and this is all parts and stuff discounted or donated by MDT, Loophole, Trigger Tech, Ultimatum, and IBI, which is super cool to see. So we're all,
Mhm.
you know, super appreciative of this. You know, any little bit helps. You know, you go into it expecting to pay full pop for everything, so it's always a nice added bonus when, you know, people help you out.
Yeah. Not a cheap endeavor.
No, it's
Quite the opposite.
yeah, we
So,
tallied it. We tallied it up
mhm.
yesterday. It wasn't as bad as Italy was, but
Mhm.
you know, it it's definitely a hit.
Mhm.
So, how do you want to do this?
That's what I was wondering. How do you guys gonna do
So
this?
I
I
have
assuming Carly might have talked to you because
yeah.
she
So
told
I
us that this
have.
was
Am I able
happening.
to
But
share? Am I able to share my screen on this?
yes, you should be able to. If you look at
Yeah,
the
you
bottom of the
can.
window, there's presenter invite, and you might be able to present your screen that way if I remember correctly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be share screen. It works best with two monitors. It's kind of awkward with one.
Yep. I've got
So,
two. Video share screen.
Close your porn windows first.
Yeah, I know. Clear my search history.
I already did that.
Does that
Somehow
come up?
we
Yeah,
removed
that
Derek
does.
somehow.
Yeah. We
Okay.
see a picker wheel.
Okay. So now I have. Okay, so we're gonna do the Vision chassis first.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a list here. It goes from 2 to 111. So, oh my God.
We don't quite have 111 people watching, but you know, close enough.
Okay, how do I add? I've never done this,
No pressure, nor have we.
right?
I still don't even know what you're doing.
As you
Eric,
can tell,
you,
we
yeah,
extensively planned this before.
I should have.
I was about to say, Carly's still listening. She's probably on a computer. Carly, jump on here.
Yeah,
Well, what exactly do you want to do with this?
I want to add. I want to add 2 to 111 here on this wheel.
Why 111?
That's how many people have bought tickets for it.
Gotcha.
And
Open up another
one.
window.
This is the most entertaining part for everybody watching.
Oh, I feel like we need background music, like.
This is the most. No, this is more stressful.
Oh,
than
number pick. You need to go to number picker wheel.
Yeah, I think I've already got it here. So,
Yeah, number picker wheel is what you need to be on.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'll tell you what. Hold on. Let's do that, Steve. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this.
If you're
Now
if you're
y'all
queuing it
can
up.
see y'all can see my screen now. So I'm going to click generate.
Wait.
Between 1 and 111, no?
No, it's got to be 2.
2 and 111?
Yes, because. Sorry, one sec. Because the one,
in there,
the one, the one column is the top line, which is first name, last name, all that. So the first.
So what you
person is at 2.
actually need is a random number between 1 and 110.
No, because I'm gonna whatever number it lands
Oh,
on.
you want to call the column out. I got you.
Yeah, because it's probably an Excel sheet.
Okay, here we go.
Yes,
In
in an Excel
3, 2, 1, generate. Your number is 13.
13. Adam Kozalski from Mississauga.
Congratulations, Adam.
So this is for
The Vision Pro
this
chassis.
is for the Vision chassis. Nice. Congratulations, Adam.
How do you spell his last name?
Kozlo
Ozlo
WSKI.
WSKI. Type it in the comments there.
Yep. Okay, so now,
So you need to draw another one now?
yes, we need to draw another one. So this is for the big one. This is for the Hold My Beer Hunter rifle draw.
All right, generating in
Valued
3.
at 7,500 Canadian.
Drawing in 3, 2.
Nope.
No, it's a different sticker, Chris.
Different sticker.
Oh my God! Just tell
Yep.
me the numbers.
Okay, so we're going from 2
To 111.
to 312.
312. From 2 to 312 in 3, 2, 1. Launch. Your number is 192.
Jacob Snow from Surrey, BC.
Jacob Snow from Surrey, BC. You're the proud new owner of a whole bunch of stuff.
A nice 6.5 PRC. Just in time for hunting season, too.
That is a slick rig right there. With the loophole Mark
Yeah, it
4
is.
on it. Like, yeah. Yeah, that's a that's an
HMB
absolute-
Hunter action.
Yeah, that's an
That's
absolute
a
unit.
Hunt 26 chassis, if I remember correctly.
Yep, H&T 26 chassis, carbon fiber IBI barrel.
Mm.
That is a slick rifle they put together.
Mm.
It is a unit and a half.
And if you didn't win that rifle, we still have our sticker draw where you can win a 338 Lapua.
Ooh.
Hey,
So-
how about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
How about that? $20. That's your next chance.
Yep, and we
What do you
really
know?
appreciate everybody's support. I know the team is very appreciative of everybody's support. So
Mm-hmm.
it's also nice to know that just going to represent Canada and then having, any little bit of, support behind you makes you, that much more proud and want to do better and
Yep.
stuff. So it's really nice to see as a community.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. To all our manufacturers and
Yep,
and
to everybody,
people in
it's
it's also shout out Nearlandia Co-op because it is a little gold mine here in Alberta, and they are just a literal small town gun store in a co-op store that is actually quite large. But yeah,
Man, stop telling everybody the secrets that nobody will be able to get anything from them.
Shh.
I know it's like,
But thank you.
yeah, I hear
Yeah.
I hear from a lot of people that
Mhm.
they found stuff that they couldn't find anywhere in Canada near Landia, and it's like,
Mhm.
where is
Also,
that?
also shout out there is a like the grocery store that's attached to it. They have like a baking section, and they
Mm.
have some awesome baking. There's Rocky Road bars that they make. Every time I go there, I normally max out the credit card on gun stuff,
Yep.
and then I load up on rocky road bars, and then like gain 5 pounds on the drive back.
Nice.
So if
Nice.
you're looking for a good time, Irlandia Co-op.
Hey, if you ever want to lose that weight, just go to the UK. I lost 6 pounds on that trip.
Mhm.
How did you lose 6 pounds in the UK? Other than stress.
The food was it was acceptable.
It was acceptable.
It's not like when we were in
Some
Italy.
raving reviews here.
It's not like in
Yeah.
Italy when everything you went was like the most amazing thing you had, and you're, eating pasta and cheese and
Mhm.
walking
Sweet
around
monkey.
eating. We ate really good in London, but
Mhm.
I had my fare of fish and chips when we were there. I mean, it was
Yeah.
good, but you can only have fish and chips and eggs and beans for breakfast so many times.
Yeah, love the English, but yeah, again, their food
Not a lot,
is
not
known
a
for
lot of
few things.
salad over there, that's for sure. We
Well, you don't win friends with salad.
No, but you know what? Sometimes you just feel like you need to try and have something that's green. It's not
Mhm.
mushy peas.
I disagree.
Oh,
All about
So-
the mushy peas.
Mm.
I tried the mushy peas. They weren't for me. But, smothered fish and chips and curry, that was
I would definitely do chips and curry in England.
Yeah.
it was
By the
yeah.
way, how to tell that our conversation has run its course?
Yeah.
Hey, it's
We're talking about
traveling.
mushy peas and curry.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I feel like we're probably pretty covered.
Mhm. Well, thank you again, Steve, for coming on. Thank you for sharing your time, your wisdom, your experiences.
Yeah, and I hope
Pleasure.
more people this next turn come through. So
Mhm.
it'd be nice to start seeing some new faces and stuff. So
Mhm. There's also I'll make one comment here. It'll be interesting. I've essentially seen this in the last number of matches where we have a junior class that has essentially almost grown up doing the sport now.
yes,
And that is changing our sport as we speak.
Yep.
And the level of competition from that is going to be very high.
100%. We have some juniors that are going to be forces that are going to be reckoned with. Like
Mhm.
they've been doing it for a long time, and now that they're starting to mature and get older, and they're becoming very good.
Mhm.
So it's good to see. We just need to start getting that next generation coming
Mhm.
up through.
Yeah. Right on. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. It was glad to see everybody again, and yeah, we'll close this here show out. But before we do, want to talk about a little product we have. So we all know that work in the YouTube grind pays less than a solar farm in a snowstorm. If you want to support the channel directly, head on over to storyknives.com or cdnprecision.com if you're out in the eastern half of this country and pick up one of our gardener knives. We think this is one of the best survival type / EDC fixed blades available for a very reasonable cost, and it's got a pretty badass sheath, if you ask me. We're pretty proud of it. So please go have a look at a great knife. We'll be confident it'll be on your side for a lifetime. Again, we also have our 338 lapel rifle draw, as we talked about earlier. So make sure you get your tickets in for that. And a little shout out for Alberta peeps. We have a match, 2 matches this weekend in Southern Alberta: the Saprel Prairie Classic, Gunslinger Showdown, and the Prairie Classic High Noon on the Badlands region. You'll see Mike and myself there hanging around this weekend. And in closing, I want to thank you to all of our sponsors. Without you, we wouldn't have a show in the first place. We're talking Shane and Steve with EM Precision Rifles, Miles, Carey, and Cappy with call sign 66, Duncan and Rob at Bolt Action Coffee, Phil Odell at Odell Engineering, Doug and Nisa with March Scopes Canada, Vanya and Carly with Apex Optics, and Oscar with Ribstone Gunsmithing, and J.R. Cox with Sterling Arms International. Thank you all an immeasurable amount. And again, thank you to Steve for spending some time with us.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Yeah, and congrats to Adam and Jacob on supporting Team Canada and Capra and winning some badass stuff.
Yeah,
Kinda jealous.
yeah, those are.
So
I know I see these sticker draws and I'm like, oh, it would be so bad if I entered and won, but like there's some really good
yes.
prizes.
But you can enter our 338 Lapua draw. Just
Yeah,
saying.
I see somebody's asking for the info for that.
Yeah, so Jonathan, you'll e-transfer. What's the podcast email again?
info@bspodcast.ca.
Yes.
You can just e-transfer that to me too. I'll
Make sure
Steve Borsellino.
John,
Yeah.
if you're sending an e-transfer to info@bspodcast.ca, make sure that you are also sending an email to us, letting us know that your name and contact information, or you can put it in the memo of the e-transfer. It doesn't make no difference to us, but make sure you do one of the two so that we know how to contact you. Seems important.
And also, you can do multiples of $20 as well. So more chances, the better. So
more chances, the better. Agreed.
Well,
pitter
Chris,
patter.
anything you need to say?
I'd just like to make sure that everybody knows my tip of the day. Don't eat yellow snow, and we'll see you all next week.
Because I have a shotgun and rifle that I use for, and 22 gauge that I use for ptarmigan, moose, and black bear.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You're listening to your weekly dose of BS, Ballistically Speaking. The Ballistically Speaking Podcast.